Welcome back everyone. This is the second video on solids, and today we're going to be looking specifically at cylinders. Cylinders are very similar to prisms, and so most of the formulas and the work that we do will resemble what you've done with prisms. So let's quickly look at the formulas and then do 4 examples. Our formulas for lateral area is, the formula for lateral area is circumference times height, which is 2 pi r h, which is the height of the cylinder. The surface area is the lateral area plus 2 base areas. That should be familiar because it's the exact same formula we used when we worked with the prism. The volume is the base area times the height, same formula as a prism, but keep in mind that on a cylinder the base is a circle, and so it's going to be pi r, and let me rewrite this because it looks like my exponent dropped, pi r squared, not pi r2, pi r squared times h. And so these are the 3 formulas we're going to use throughout these 5 or 4 problems. So let's get started right away. Our first problem is a cylinder. Its height is 15, so let me quick put an h here for our height, and our radius is 7. And these are in centimeters. Okay, and all we have to do with these is plug into the formulas. You don't have to do a whole lot of computation. So let's start with lateral area. Lateral area is the circumference times the height. Keep in mind circumference is the same as the perimeter in a prism. So circumference is 2 pi r times h. So I'm just going to plug in my numbers. 2 pi, my radius is 7, and my height is 15. And all I have to do is multiply my numbers, and I will have my answer. Now all I have to do is multiply my numbers, and I will have my final answer. So I have 2 times 7, which is 14. Remember, you have your calculator out while you're doing this, and you have your notes, so you can take these notes. So 14 times 15, and so I get 210 pi centimeters squared. If you don't have your notebook out, please pause this video and get your notebook out so you can work on these. Surface area. The surface area is the same on a prism, same formula. So I'm going to have my lateral area plus 2 base areas. So I have 210 pi. Okay, so I'm taking my 210 pi and I'm going to add 2 base areas. So plus 2. And a base is a circle, and the circle's formula is pi r squared for area. So I have 210 pi plus 2 pi radius squared, so 7 squared. So I get 210 pi plus 7 squared is 49, and I'm going to take my 49 and I'm going to multiply it by 2. And so I get 98 pi. And now I have to add these two together. So 210 plus 98, and I get 308 pi. And this is the exact surface area of my cylinder. Now remember, if you want to approximate, you simply use your pi key on your calculator. Volume. Volume was the area of the base times the height. So I take my pi r squared, that's my base area, times my height. So I have pi times 7 squared, because that's my radius squared, times my height, and my height was 15. Now keep in mind 7 squared is 49, and I'm multiplying that by 15, and so I get 735 pi centimeters cubed for a volume. And that's the exact volume of my cylinder. Okay, so now that you've seen the formulas, let's do one more together, and then you're going to do some on your own. Example 2. Please draw this into your notes. I have a height of 36 centimeters, and I have a radius of 15 centimeters, and we're going to find the lateral area, surface area, and volume again. Remember, at any time, press pause, or rewind, or should I say just go back and look at any or listen to any other piece of the video. Lateral area. The lateral area was the circumference times the height. And so the circumference is 2 pi r, and this is times h, because that's our height. So I'm just going to fill in my numbers. 2 pi, my radius was 15, my height is 36. Okay, so I have 2 times 15, which is 30, and I'm multiplying that by 36, and so I get 1080 pi centimeters squared for an exact area. And that's my lateral area. Surface area. Surface area, remember, is lateral area plus 2 base areas. So from above, the lateral area is 1080 pi plus 2 base areas. Remember, the area of the base is pi r squared because it's a circle. So I have 1080 pi plus 2 pi 15 squared. So that's 1080 pi plus 15 squared is 225, and I multiply that times 2, and I get 450 pi. And now I'm going to add that to my 1080 pi, and so I get 1530 pi centimeters squared. Okay, so I've done 2 of my questions, lateral area and surface area. Let's go to the volume. The volume was the area of the base times the height, which is pi r squared, here's my base area, times my height. So pi, radius is 15, so 15 squared, times my height, which is 36. Now 15 squared is 225. I multiply that by 36, and I get 8,100 pi centimeters cubed. And there's the volume. Okay, we're going to go to example number 3. What I'd like you to do is to pause the video, do example number 3, and then go on and press play again and see if your solutions match my solutions. In number 3, we're going to have a radius of 2 and a height of 6, and we'll do this in just plain old units. Okay, so go ahead and find the lateral area, surface area, and volume. Welcome back. Let's go through these lateral areas, surface areas, and compare them to see if you have the same answers that I come up with. So the lateral area is, I'm going to shorten this up, 2 pi r h. So 2 pi times 2 times 6. Now I'm going to take all these numbers and multiply them together. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 6 is 24 pi, and this is going to be in units squared. So my lateral area is 24 pi units squared. See if you have the exact same answer. And then we're going to move on to surface area. Surface area, remember, was my lateral area plus 2 base areas. So I have 24 pi plus 2 pi r squared, and r in this case was 2, so it's 2 squared. And so I have 24 pi plus 2 times 2, or 2 squared, is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, so I get 8 pi. I'm going to take my 24 pi and add my 8 pi, and I'll have 32 pi units squared for my surface area. Okay, last piece I want to compare with you is the volume, and that was the area of the base times the height. The base area, remember, is pi radius squared, so pi 2 squared times my height, which was 6. So 2 squared is 4. 4 times 6 is 24 pi units cubed, since we're working in volume. Hopefully you had the same answers that I did. If you don't, go back and see if you can find out where you made your mistakes. Now we're going to do something similar on the last problem, problem number 4. I'm going to tell you that the height of this cylinder is 35 centimeters. The radius is 10 centimeters. I'd like you to stop the video, work out all three of these problems, and then turn the video back on and see if you have the same answers. Welcome back. I'm going to quickly zip through the lateral area, surface area, and volume again. Lateral area is 2 pi r, that's circumference, times height. So 2 pi times 10 times 35. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 times 35, it gives me 700 pi centimeters squared for my lateral area. My surface area is going to be my lateral area plus 2 base areas, so that's 700 pi plus 2 pi radius squared, so 2 pi r squared is 2 pi 10 squared. Okay, so 10 squared is 100. 100 times 2 is 200, so I'm going to be adding 200 pi to my 700 pi, and so I get 900 pi centimeters squared for my surface area. And last but not least, my volume. The volume was area of the base times the height, so pi radius squared, so pi 10 squared, times my height, which was 35. 10 squared is 100. 100 times 35 is 3,500, or 3,500, and that's pi centimeters cubed, and that's the volume. Now this concludes all the examples on lateral area, surface area, and volume. If you need more help on using these formulas, please stop in and see me. We will be working on problems in class that utilize these formulas in different ways, but this is just the basics of the formulas. Thank you for listening.